Hi everyone! So last night I went out with the girls from chorus for a really tasty dinner at an Indian restaurant. And while we were there, Lesley and I started reminiscing about some of the encounters we've had when we've been out for dinner. You see, Lesley and I seem to attract weird scenarios. And today I thought I'd tell you about some of them. One of the first weird things that ever happened when Lesley and I went out for dinner was actually the first time we ever went away together, which is just over 5 years ago now, so these weird things have been happening for a while. We had gone to Birmingham for an educational weekend run by the organisation that our chorus belongs to. And since we were in Birmingham, and Birmingham is famous for its curry houses, we decided to go out for an Indian meal. Everything was going really well. The waiters were incredibly attentive, maybe too attentive, like literally constantly, is everything okay? Is everything okay? Is everything okay though? And Lesley and I have a phrase that we always use when we're in a restaurant and someone asks if everything is okay, and that phrase is just religiously, lovely, thank you. After we'd eaten our main meal, we decided to order desserts, and Lesley's came with fruit, including a strawberry, possibly the biggest strawberry I have ever seen, which was completely frozen solid. This strawberry, she couldn't hack it with a spoon or a knife. It just sat there like, no, I'm going nowhere. Eventually we decided, okay, we're never going to be able to melt the strawberry. That sounds like a weird euphemism. So we may as well just leave. And suddenly when we wanted to ask for the bill and go, all of these waiters who had been so incredibly attentive all evening just went, nope, can't see anybody who needs me here. No, definitely not. Nobody needs anything. I'm just gonna stand here. We started talking about the fact that we might actually be stuck in this restaurant forever with the strawberry, which I genuinely believe over 5 years later is probably still frozen. But the thing is, these scenarios seem to get weirder as time goes on, because a few years later we decided, whilst out for the day in Newquay, to go out for an Italian meal. Because, you know, who doesn't love a nice big bowl of pasta or a pizza? Lesley doesn't like pizza because she doesn't like cheese, but that's beside the point. So we went into this restaurant and it wasn't massively busy. There were a couple of other tables that were occupied, and it was a restaurant that I had been to before with a different friend and had a really nice meal. So I thought, yeah, let's go there. It'll be great. Our waitress, I don't think she liked us. I'm not sure what we did. We are always unfailingly polite when we go out to eat. Let me just remind you that no matter what has occurred, our phrase is always, lovely, thank you. But this waitress was just sullen. She did not want to engage in any kind of conversation beyond taking an order, and there was just an aura to her that was uncomfortable for both of us. Anyway, we ate our mains and we had been looking at the dessert menu ahead of time because that's just what we do. And we had already picked what we would like for pudding, so we were like, okay, well, we finished our mains. I think we'll definitely order a pudding because yum. But the waitress didn't want to come over and clear our plates. She would walk past multiple times and, look directly at our empty plates and us just sort of sitting there and turn her head away. Now, neither of us are the kind of people who would ever do that whole to get the attention of a waiter. I would literally rather sit there for 3 hours. But I will, if I can catch their eye, sort of wave and go, oh, hi, can I borrow you a minute? Or something, less rude. So I tried to catch this waitress's attention multiple times and failed every time, until eventually she sort of huffed over and I was like, oh, hey, thanks. And before I could say, we would like to have a look at the dessert menu again, or we would like to order dessert, she just looked at me, cocked her head over the side to the family eating at the table behind us, looked back at me and said, did you ask the young man a question? What? Yeah, that was pretty much my response at the time. What young man? What question? When did this happen? I never found out either, because I just sort of sat there and went, no? Anyway, she sort of turned like she was just going to walk away after that random interaction, and I was like, we would like to order puddings, please. Which, I've told this story to other people and they were like, I would have just left. But, we ordered and, we got our puddings. And then again, she would not meet my eye or Leslie's eye. She would not come to the table to take our plates away. And in the end, we were just like, okay, let's just go to the front and pay the bill and just leave. What was very interesting was quite soon after this, we decided to have a look on Google to see what the reviews of this restaurant were like. And my God, just look up Italian restaurants in Newquay and you'll probably recognise which one it was from the reviews. And of course, when we paid our bill and we were asked, was everything okay? Lovely, thank you. But the one that tops it all, the weirdest of all the weird experiences we have had when we have gone out to eat together, happened last year when we went to an ice cream parlour. We had been there before for waffles and ice cream and it had been absolutely gorgeous, so we thought, wow, we need to go there again. And one of the things that was on their menu was a Knickerbocker Glory. Now, my mum talks about how when she was younger, she used to absolutely love a Knickerbocker Glory. So one day I suggested to Lesley that maybe the four of us, Lesley and her mum and me and my mum, go out for ice cream sundaes at this ice cream parlour. It became something we still discuss to this day. Now, every time we had been there previously, it had been someone different serving, and the girl who served us on this occasion was quite the character. So we sat down and it turned out that me, my mum and Angela, Leslie's mum, were all gonna have a Knickerbocker Glory, and Lesley decided to order a banana split. All classic ice cream parlour fare, nothing unusual. After we made this order of 3 Knickerbocker Glories and 1 banana split, the girl behind the counter told us, just so you know, I'm really, really bad at this. It's a small place, so the girl who serves you is also the person who does all the sundaes. It's literally a one-person operation. So, we accept that it might be a little bit of a wait after you order. However, we were the only customers. Maybe that should have been a clue. Now, I'm not going to suggest in any way that I have any kind of superior intellect to anyone else on this planet, because I really don't. But what I would have done if somebody had ordered a banana split and 3 Knickerbocker Glories is line the plates up and the glasses up and do them, ice cream scoop in this one, ice cream scoop in this one, ice cream scoop in this one, and then, bring them together. That's not what this girl decided to do. She decided to make them individually and then bring them to the table and then disappear and then come back around 15 minutes later with the next one. So basically, Angela, my mum, and Lesley and I took it in turns to eat, and the rest of us took it in turns to watch whoever was eating. Now, because it was all open plan and you could see the counter with the ice cream and the waffle machine and the booths could all sort of like, everybody could see everything at once. We were watching her make the ice cream sundaes and hearing her make the ice cream sundaes. And that was a process, because not only was she doing them all individually, but apparently there had been an issue with the freezer, because literally every few minutes she would shout, "Someone has put this freezer to the wrong temperature and this ice cream is just frozen solid! It's really hard!" Now, after a couple of us had our Knickerbocker Glories and obviously finished them, and Lesley and I were waiting for my Knickerbocker Glory and her banana split, a family came in with a dog looking for some dog ice cream and a couple of cones to take away. And she decided to tell them extraordinarily loudly as well, "Someone set the freezer to the wrong temperature and this ice cream is really hard. Not just a bit hard, really hard. It is frozen solid." It was really hard ice cream, you guys, just in case you missed it earlier. That ice cream was hard. But my favourite thing was when Lesley's arrived, because when you picture a banana split, you kind of imagine like a rectangular dish with the two halves of banana and the ice cream and the cream and the sprinkles. Oh, it's so lovely, really nice. But Lesley's came on a dinner plate. It was on a massive dinner plate with just like one half of banana there, one half of banana there, and just like some ice cream in the middle and some cream on top. I mean, I can't fault the girl. That banana had been well and truly split. The four of us just sat looking at each other going, and then we escaped afterwards and went for a little walk and all sort of said, "Well, that was an experience, wasn't it?" I mean, I don't feel like I have even adequately explained this. I mean, every moment of making those ice cream sundaes, this girl was just multiple times she would drop something on the floor and just go, "Oh, yeah, I really feel like I could be here for quite some time and just not adequately describe how strange that experience was. But yes, weird things seem to always happen when Lesley and I go out to eat anywhere, whether it's being given the wrong bill, which happened last night when we all went out with Chorus, and it was a delicious meal and they did sort it out fairly quickly, but like weird things just always happen to us, and I can guarantee somewhere in Birmingham that strawberry is still frozen too. Is it just us? Do you have odd experiences? Have you got a story to tell of when you've gone out for a meal and something weird has happened? Can you top my Knickerbocker Glory story? I am going to go and have something to eat in my own house and hope that nothing weird happens because, A, I'm in my house, and B, Lesley's not here. Maybe it's her. No, it's definitely me. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. You can click on my floaty head if you would like to subscribe, and last week's video is over there. Take care and have fun if you go out to eat somewhere, especially if it's a very memorable experience for all the wrong reasons. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.